I want to read to you a few things I've written about Teeth of the Dog, Casa de Campo. It was the first golf course I ever built outside the United States, and I really loved it. I'm still, here it is, 40 years later, I'm still working there. So right now there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 golf courses I have down there, and there's probably 3,000 homes that have been built. So I want to read to you the rest of it about Casa de Campo, which I really love, and going back down there for Christmas. So here we go. In 1969, I was hired by a man named Alvaro Carta, who ran the South Puerto Rico Sugar Company, to build a golf course on the southeastern coastline of the Dominican Republic. With the financial backing of Gulf and Western Empire, Mr. Carter had formed a new division known as Gulf and Western Americas. More than 300,000 tons of sugar was produced annually at their mill in the sleepy little town of La Romana, making it the largest single producer in the world, and the luxurious golf resort that is now Casa de Campo, involved because of their vast resources. Teeth of the Dog opened 18 months later, and little did I know at that time we would not only succeed in building a world-class golf course, but also improve the economic condition for the mostly impoverished citizen of La Romana. The idyllic ambience at the Teeth of the Dog gives no hint of its arduous origin. Since importing the heavy equipment normally used on a golf course construction was cost prohibitive, I had to make do with ill-suited machinery whose true purpose was sugarcane cultivation, and substitute man and oxen power instead. Armed only with the sledgehammers, hammers, and chisels, and 300 Dominican laborers literally pulverized the coral and limestone strewed property on one harsh blow at a time. Making matters more even difficult, potential grass-growing topsoil wasn't readily available. So my right-hand man, project manager Bruce Mashman, had a crew dig by hand. Some dirt was discovered a mile from the site. It was put into sugarcane carts, pulled by oxen, and transported to the coast in an orderly manner. As incredible as that may seem, and remember this was in 70 and 71, those oxen-drawn carts brought the soil 1 cubic yard at a time. In my mind, I can still see the long lines of cane carts stretch across the countryside as a load after load was transported by the tireless workers. A byproduct of sugarcane called cachaça was mixed with sand and imported dirt from the topsoil from the golf course. Bruce and I knew this mixture would work since Bruce had pounded green wood survey stakes into the ground, and 10 days later they sprouted. Despite the success, we still had soil samples analyzed by the United States to make certain our formula would work. My good friend Bruce Mashman was an interesting fellow. Born in Pine Bluff, North Carolina, Bruce worked first with Donald Ross and then George Cobb after Mr. Ross' death. Not only had Bruce been a good player in his early days, but working with Mr. Ross had provided him with a perspective on golf course design very similar to mine. I truly believe Bruce was the only man alive who could have built the golf course in the Dominican the way I wanted it. He read my thoughts, and his ability to work with these laborers was incredible. Bruce had built golf courses atop mountains and in deep swamps, and his ability to lead this willing but inexperienced Dominican worker was the key to our success. They took to him right away, and he gained the respect of all those who worked for him. Unfortunately for all of us, Bruce passed away September of 71, only months before the course was opened. I know my wife Alice and I will certainly never forget him. In early August of 1971, when we planted the ferries with 419 Bermuda, the rust with Bahia grass and Guinea grass, and the tees with the greens with Tiftdorf, this provided the contrast of green colors I had experienced at Harbor Town on Hilton Head Island. On many holes, the ferries were painstakingly planted sprig by sprig, blade by blade, by workers using nothing but a little pointed stick. In the late fall of 1971, the course, which featured 7 holes on the sea was ready for play. Alvaro Carta, who hired me and was president of the company in La Romana, named the golf course Cahuilas, which refers to the beautiful cashew tree that grows in the mountains. I suggested changing the name when I heard the natives refer to the sharp coral rock as diente de perro, teeth of the dog, in Spanish, after the canine teeth appearance of the jagged coral rocks buttressing its seaside tees. From the day it opened, Teeth of the Dog was a hit, and its spectacular beauty caused amateurs and professional golfers alike to compare it favorably with another great seaside course, Pebble Beach. But as spectacular as it may be, Pebble Beach doesn't have as many seaside holes as Teeth of the Dog. And as one golfer remarked, Pebble Beach has several holes on the sea, but Teeth of the Dog has 7 holes in the sea. When you're walking down the fairway of any one of the 7 seaside holes or standing on one of the tees or the greens right beside the ocean, they've got a feel to them that's hard to believe. In the winter months, the wind comes out of the northeast, so the waves coming to the south edge of the Caribbean are soft. In the summer months, the waves can get a little more exciting and louder. But even then, when you hear them break right at the edge of the landing area or at the green, it's a gentle sound and doesn't interrupt play or the ambience that is the Teeth of the Dog.